You're watching Newstainment Television.
My first reaction after the song, can we please bring him back? Yeah, I want him to come back and play for us. I think, wonderful. Big round of applause for the gentleman standing in the back. Lots of great people involved in this. Sukhi Bhaji has a great voice. Rahman Saab, one of the finest that we've ever had. And of course, the great man himself. But I will go back on stage now. James and Ravi, I'd like to call you back on stage. Because we talked so much more about this and lots more dignitaries to call back. And now that I do have you on stage, would you like to call the man who created this? You know, it's resonating still inside me. Every shot, somehow it seems like, you know, there's a playback that's going in my mind. I do the honors for you to call the big man, or should I do it? Should we call Mr. Rahman on stage?
Your voice is better, you do it.
That's a really feeble response. I know that we're all here to take journalist bite, but come on. Can we call Rahman Saab on stage? Much better. I'd like to call Mr. Rahman on stage. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Goosebumps. Fantastic. You know, putting together so much of emotion in such a small song, very difficult. You know, and you've got footage to play with. This is not a song and dance sequence that will dance according to your tune or will be able to be changed. Any pressure at all? I mean, knowing that, you know, you've got all this footage to deal with and all.
I think we kind of evolved from a basic idea which he wanted Sachin song. He said, what is the Sachin song he's got in mind? So we first had a version, we did like 14 versions. This was the first version though. Parts.
Is that how it normally happens? You first take is great, but just for safety another 20.
Dealing with a very extraordinary situation here. We got fans and we got and musicality. We had to find the balance for that. First, initially it was a rap and just the chant, which I liked a lot. And then we changed the whole tune. We did another 2 versions. And then went back with this.
Now, normally...
We just finished it last week.
Oh, you did? Normally, I know that everything, all the magic happens to you at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m., twilight hours in the morning. Was this the 3 a.m. one or was it the 7 a.m. one?
Perfect. So Sukhivinder doesn't sing in the nights anymore, so...
Sukhivinder doesn't sing in the night?
Yeah, so his cut-off time is 8 o'clock.
Really? You know, we're going to have him speak on that a little bit later. But also when the song came out, I mean, when you watch it back, I know, you know, not everybody has to follow. Like, you know, we're all bhakts of Sachin, let's put it that way. But when you're putting it across, did you also speak to normal friends of yours and say that, you know, did you think, you know, that all those emotions came back in and not just the people involved with the film? Did you show this song to some friends of yours who weren't related to the film?
No, we don't do that actually. We have a team within ourselves and I just check the vibe. And of course, the people are commissioning me, like he was listening to it. And he has specific this thing. James listened to it in LA. And James had notes, he had notes, Sachin had notes.
Sachin also had notes?
Yeah, finally. So I think it's all come together. I'm very pleased with what has come out.
I think we're all very pleased. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased, and it's my greatest honor once again on our hallowed turf to call upon Mr. Sachin Tendulkar. I'm going to give you a photo op later as well. What notes did you give Mr. Rahman after you heard this song? I'm very curious to know, sir, which parts did you say, oh, you know, turn a little bit here, change a little bit there?
He knows a lot of the music.
Yes,
from
he
the
does.
first
He's been a good friend. He's been a good friend. No, what does one tell him? I call him A.R. call him A.R. So what does one tell him?
But there's a flavor.
Mount Everest के सामने जाके even Ravi won't be talking. So it's like Mount Everest के सामने music के बारे में बात. What does one?
But also when you're watching this song also, I know replays keep happening in your head only when people are there in front of you. But I love the video also of the song. Yes, the song is playing in the background, but you know, there's so many shots on the nets that we didn't know. There's a puddle of water there where you're jumping back and forth. We're going to see so much more of your life that, you know, we've always wanted to see. emotions run through your head every time? Now also when you manage to see like a video like this?
Yeah, it brings back all those memories because the shot that you're talking about, we're practicing in the rain. But in those days, we did not have indoor nets facilities, and then one had to prepare himself before you played number of series. And that was the only option because I had to find my ways to stay in touch.
Oh, I thought that was a technique you were figuring out. Maybe if the ball goes.
Not really, because we did not have indoor nets. I would practice like that. I would call all my friends, and then we would practice in the rain. And the beauty was nothing could stop us from playing. Even the heaviest of the rains, we would still go out and play, and I would intentionally be wearing helmet and leg guards and thigh guard, my whole kit, because it was all about proper feel and all that. But coming back to talking about the movie and the memories that I've been able to relive, it's simply magnificent, it's really overwhelming. And when you look back at your life and you think that, oh, years passed by so quickly and so many things happened in my life, because when you're in the middle of the action, you want to just move forward and think about the next goal, the next target, the next match. And you keep forgetting what's happened in the past, because that was a mantra at home that let the rest of the world talk about the last match, we think about the next match. So I kept, following that. And today suddenly to know that there is a movie made on my life, and this song, which is Sachin song, A.R has done that with Sukhivinder. It's a formidable combination, I would say, with Ravi and James doing his work.
Forgot Irshad Kamil.
Yes, of course. Shah, yes.
Helped put it all together.
So it's a solid combination. But for me, I never thought Sachin would continue beyond my playing days. Here now it's gone to the theatres. So I'm,
I was telling the car, once you become president, maybe they'll put this on.
I have to actually ask you this. Do you actually remember the first time that they actually chanted Sachin in India? Like when this entire, I know what they talk about the cricketers, but this rhythmic chant of Sachin, do you remember the time when it actually started?
My mother would do that. And I would be playing downstairs in the building and I wouldn't want to come home. So that's when my mother would go, Sachin. Upar aa jao.
And just before I talk a little bit more about the song, this most adorable picture of yours. In all my history books, somehow I've never managed to find out the story. This little baby shot of you with the bat in his hand. What's the story of this one? You have to change the frame on this. But yeah, this shot. This is like the cutest shot of you of all time. The story of this.
This was actually taken at home when I was playing cricket with my brother. This was in the balcony and nothing. You can see my grip, still bottom-handed grip. So.
Yeah, were you a good cricketer at this time as well? Were you being able to?
I was only 4 or 5.
And still the positioning of the bat and the feet are still the perfect position right now.
I wouldn't say so. थोड़े बहुत changes हो गए उसके बाद, मगर what I enjoyed was hitting the ball, and be it a cricket bat or a tennis racket. My brother would chuck tennis balls at me, and few of them I would hit with tennis racket and few of them with cricket bat.
You would break most of the things in the house.
No, by then we had moved out of the house because I had started breaking too many windows.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this film is going to be coming out. I know this one last question I would like to ask you. Very difficult to put your life into 2 hours. It's more a process of elimination from the director to the writers. It probably is going to be very, very difficult because we'll all want so much more. Because everyone seems to know everything about you. And that's what James said. There's another part of you that is going to be shown, Sachin the person. Was that also interesting to actually watch when you were watching it being made or when you were discussing it? Because everything else we seem to know. It's all there in statistics and you watch.
You guys don't know everything. That's why this movie, because there are so many moments, the footage that we've been able to capture and take the footage from my personal account at home. It stays in the locker, but that footage nobody had access to. That footage was only for the family and no one else. So being a private person, I had to kind of balance that out. I know my fans want to know more about me, and I want to also get closer to them and show the other side of me what they have not seen. But then it was also up to the family कि कहाँ तक हम आगे ले जा सकते हैं इसको, कि when we had to meet that point where both of us were comfortable, the fans were happy and we were also comfortable sharing them. So we've been able to do that in this movie. So you will see a lot of things which nobody has seen or heard about.
This is Newstainment Television.